one version of Titanic we have never seen until this morning.
That's right. Experts have used special technology to map the entire ship on the ocean floor and create its digital twin.
Beneath miles of icy water, an advanced underwater drone descended into the Titanic's final resting place, and what it captured sent a ripple of shock around the world.
A digital scan created from more than 700,000 underwater images now shows us the complete wreck. The immense bow lying upright on the seafloor.
The once grand vessel, now cloaked in silence and decay, revealed something unexpected within its ruins. As the drone's lights cut through the darkness, eerie details emerged that no one saw coming. Each frame uncovered fragments of a deeper mystery still unfolding in the deep. What exactly did the cameras expose beneath the waves, and why did it change everything? The haunting discoveries reveal. When the underwater drone descended into the depths of the Titanic wreck, it captured more than just haunting images of a sunken ship. It uncovered stark realities that challenged what we thought we knew. The footage revealed details both chilling and unexpected, setting off a wave of surprise across the world. At first glance, the sight of the ship resting on the ocean floor seemed frozen in time. Yet subtle changes in the wreck's appearance hinted at deeper, ongoing transformations. This was not a simple documentation of history, but an unfiltered look at decay and mystery in the dark. The initial images showed parts of the ship that had been cloaked in shadow and debris for decades. Rusticles, those eerie formations of rust that resemble icicles, grew like grotesque sculptures, seemingly consuming the metal structure. But amid this slow decay, the drone's high-definition cameras unveiled something more, details of the wreck's disintegration that few had seen with such clarity. The mixture of beauty and ruin stirred a sense of awe and unsettling reflection. Even more startling were glimpses of objects scattered around the site, relics of the lives lost and the tragedy endured. Personal items, twisted fragments, and remnants of the ship's interiors appeared in the beam of light, frozen in their final moments underwater. These images deepened the emotional impact, reminding viewers that the wreck is not just metal and machinery, but a silent grave. As the drone navigated closer to the bow and stern, it became clear the wreck was fragmented in ways not fully appreciated before. Sections of the ship lay disassembled, spread out by time and currents, telling a story of violent breakup and slow erosion. The eerie quietness of the abyss, juxtaposed with the violent history of the Titanic.
I think there's a great, almost surreal irony here, which is Titanic
amplified the haunting mood of the footage. The drone visuals have also discovered unusual shapes and strange things on the ocean floor close to the Titanic, which led to the thinking of the possible existence of some unseen forces at that spot. The signs of constant change, even more, led to the idea that the Titanic's tale was not a past one, but rather a present one that was still very much revealed. This gave rise to thoughts and queries about what other things might still be there in the dark ocean. The whole video display was so much like a light and shadow game, with structural collapse and marine colonization being almost surreal to meet a ghost ship that had been captured between worlds. The viewers were left with the question of how much longer the Titanic would last in this state and what the new unveiling from the wreck would be. The Titanic footage was inviting further exploration into the wreck's condition and history with every frame. What the drone revealed was more than just a physical devastation. It was also a tale of loss that was gradually being told in the ocean's silent depths. It created a portal to a world that was at the same time known and unknown, a world that mixed memories and mysteries in ways that only very few had thought of. Nevertheless, the full import of these pictures was only to be appreciated through knowing the technology that was behind the mission, making them possible. This underwater adventure was a trailblazing undertaking, utilizing state-of-the-art equipment to break through the darkness and discover the truth. The drone's abilities changed its role from a mere spectator to a narrator, thus uncovering the truths that were buried under the pressure and the passage of time in the ocean. Such remarkable technology set the stage for uncovering even more about the Titanic's tragic legacy and its fight against relentless nature. The technology behind the drone mission. Exploring the Titanic wreck at a depth of nearly 12,000 feet is no easy feat. It demands state-of-the-art technology designed to withstand immense pressure and darkness. The underwater drone used in this mission was equipped with high-definition cameras, sophisticated sonar systems, and robotic arms capable of delicate maneuvering. These features allowed it to navigate debris fields precisely while capturing clear, detailed imagery. The drone operated remotely, controlled from a ship on the surface, bridging the vast gap between ocean and human curiosity. Its cameras provided real-time feedback, streaming crisp visuals despite the pitch-black conditions of the deep sea. Powerful lighting arrays illuminated the wreck without disturbing fragile marine life, revealing textures and colors that had been hidden for nearly a century. This combination of illumination and imaging technology transformed how we view underwater archaeology, turning the murky abyss into a vivid canvas. The drone's sonar capability played a crucial role in mapping the wreck site with unparalleled accuracy. By sending sound waves and interpreting their echoes, the drone generated detailed 3D models of the Titanic's remains, helping researchers understand the ship's breakup and how debris is scattered. These models provided a new framework for studying the ship's final moments and its underwater environment. In addition to imaging, the drone was outfitted with sensitive scientific instruments designed to measure water chemistry, temperature, and other environmental factors. These data help scientists understand the conditions contributing to the wreck's ongoing deterioration, linking technological observation to natural processes. This integration of engineering and science deepens our knowledge of how the ocean shapes shipwrecks over time. The drone's compact design allowed it to move with agility, slipping into confined spaces and exploring areas too dangerous or inaccessible for human divers. This opens a window into the wreck's hidden corners, capturing evidence that had escaped detection on previous dives. Such access is vital for documenting the wreck's full extent and its fragile state. All this technology is backed by a team of devoted operators who manage the situation and bring the scientific objectives in line with the technical difficulties. The operation of a drone in such harsh circumstances needs utmost care, endurance, and a very high level of skill in underwater robots. They mastered the technique so well that every part of the Titanic could be filmed without risking damage to the delicate site. The victory of this venture demonstrates the extraordinary progress in underwater exploration technology that enables going further than ever before in the past. It shows the extent to which innovation can revitalize ancient topics and, at the same time, create chances for unearthing stories that have been lying underneath the seawater for a long time. Technological advancements like these have turned out to be of great help not only to historians, but also to the discoverers of the future undersea creatures. The drone's operations at the Titanic have been likened to a model for other deep-sea wrecks and unseen cultural sites. The use of such advanced gadgets means that visiting the wreck of the Titanic and its grim past, along with the mysteries surrounding it, is now a more lively, revealing process, one that connects the old with the new through technology. The Titanic's story, captured and illuminated by this technology, remains a powerful reminder of human ambition and calamity intertwined. The Titanic's tragic legacy revisited. The sinking of the Titanic in April 1912 remains one of history's most infamous maritime disasters, symbolizing a dramatic clash of human ambition, technology, and nature's unforgiving power. The ship was hailed as the largest and most luxurious ocean liner of its time, a marvel of engineering that inspired confidence. Yet, its maiden voyage ended abruptly in tragedy when it struck an iceberg. leading to the deaths of over 1,500 people. This event shocked the world and left a lasting imprint on public consciousness. For over a century, the Titanic has fascinated people worldwide, its story evoking emotions ranging from admiration for its grandeur to sorrow for its victims. Books, films, and museums have kept the memory alive, framing the ship as both a technological wonder and a cautionary tale. The wreck itself became a symbol of lost promise, resting silently in the depths, a somber monument to human error and natural forces. Since its discovery in 1985, the Titanic wreck has been a focus of intense study and exploration. Researchers have worked to document its state, recover artifacts, and piece together details of the sinking. These efforts have transformed the ship from a ghostly legend into a well-documented chapter of history. Yet, the deeper the wreck has been examined, the more complex and fragile its condition appears. The Titanic's story also serves as a reminder of the advances in maritime safety inspired by the disaster. The tragedy exposed glaring deficiencies in lifeboat capacity, communication, and emergency procedures, leading to sweeping reforms worldwide. International conventions and regulations today owe much of their structure to lessons learned from the Titanic's fateful voyage. Despite its historical weight, the Titanic continues to resonate on a personal level. Descendants of survivors and victims maintain a strong connection to the ship's story. This adds a layer of poignancy to its exploration, as each dive and recovery mission honors those lost at sea. Cultural portrayals of the Titanic have evolved, reflecting changing perspectives on heroism, class disparities, and the human stories behind the disaster. This ongoing interest keeps the ship relevant, turning it into a mirror for examining society's values and vulnerabilities across generations. Modern technology, like the underwater drone, allows us to revisit the Titanic's tale with fresh eyes. It reveals details previously invisible, enhancing our understanding of the catastrophe's scale and its aftermath beneath the waves. This renewed insight enriches historical narratives and invites reflection on the passage of time. The Titanic's legacy is thus alive and dynamic, bridging history, memory, and discovery. It continues to challenge us to confront mortality, bravery, and the limits of human endeavor. Beneath the surface of this legendary ship lies a deeper truth waiting to be fully revealed, one that connects past tragedy with present exploration and future knowledge. The revelations captured by the drone point toward that hidden story, inviting us to look closer at what the Titanic truly represents. The deteriorating state of the wreck. Decades beneath the ocean have taken a devastating toll on the Titanic's structure, turning what was once a proud symbol of human innovation into a fragile relic succumbing to nature's relentless grasp. The wreck lies about 12,500 feet below the surface, where crushing pressures and near-freezing temperatures combine with salty seawater to accelerate corrosion. The drone's footage shines a stark light on this reality, revealing metal plates buckling, beams twisted, and surfaces eaten away by time. This slow decay illustrates the ship's gradual disappearance beneath layers of rust and marine growth. Rusticles are perhaps the most visible and haunting signs of this degradation. These rust formations, created by metal-eating bacteria, drip from the hull like thick organic stalactites. Over the years, they have consumed large portions of the ship's framework, weakening its integrity and hastening its collapse. The drone's close-up images show these rusticles in incredible detail, emphasizing how life forms are quietly dismantling the Titanic's skeleton from within. Beyond rusticles, the footage exposes how different parts of the ship are deteriorating at vastly different rates. The bow remains relatively more intact, holding much of its original form, while the stern has suffered immense destruction, mostly collapsed and scattered across the seabed. This uneven decay reveals how the ship broke apart during its sinking, and how ocean currents continue to reshape its remains. The interior spaces captured by the drone are also revealing their fragility. Ornate staircases, boiler rooms, and hallways, once bustling with life, are now ghostly voids. Their delicate architectural details blurred under layers of sediment and corrosion. These glimpses underscore that the Titanic is not a static monument, but a dynamic environment shifting every day under the ocean's influence. Marine life has taken full advantage of this transformation, colonizing the wreck in vast numbers. Barnacles, sponges, corals, and fish have made the Titanic their habitat, giving it an eerie, new kind of life. This biological colonization further affects the ship's deterioration, as organisms burrow into and cling to surfaces, adding weight and wear. Yet, their presence also underscores the ocean's resilience, turning tragedy into an underwater ecosystem. The video provides evidence that certain sections of the ship are at a very critical turning point. Scientists are already cautioning that the continued deterioration of the ship could lead to the total collapse of the main structures in about a century. The struggle to preserve the ship is huge because its depth and the fragile nature of the site make any intervention not only difficult, but also possibly harmful. The information gathered from the drone helps to identify these weak points, and this will be beneficial for future discussions on conservation. The wreck is not only subject to the changes caused by the shifting of sediments and the currents, but it is also subtly seen in the video. There are times when the site is partially covered by silt, which indicates that there is a lot of constant, unseen movement going on under the surface. These environmental factors are of great significance in determining the wreck's condition, and they should be taken into consideration in any strategy for exploration or preservation. The Titanic is gradually losing its shape as an artificial object made by man, dying and being renewed in a mighty and natural cycle at the same time. The sharp difference between its past majesty and present condition gives rise to mixed feelings of sadness and fascination, showing us the transitory nature of human accomplishments as compared to geological time. The process that never stops causes the surviving photographs and videos, like the drones, to become even more valuable. They not only act as essential documents before larger parts of the vessel sink into irretrievable depths, but also as serious reminders of the fading of history under the ocean. While the wreck's deteriorating condition paints a somber picture, what the drone uncovered next raised new questions and astonishment, shifting focus to discoveries that still challenge our understanding of the Titanic. Unexpected findings. In the deep. Though much of the Titanic's decay follows expected patterns, recent drone footage revealed surprising details that changed how experts view the wreck and its surroundings. One revelation was the discovery of artifacts and structural elements once thought lost or buried, offering a renewed sense of the ship's complexity and the deep-sea environment it now inhabits. The drone's powerful cameras illuminated unseen corners with remarkable clarity. Among the surprises were hull sections that appeared unusually intact, seemingly protected from corrosion. Scientists believe shifts in sediment or microbial activity may have created microenvironments where decay slows. This uneven weathering adds depth to understanding how the wreck continues to evolve underwater. The footage also showed metal fragments scattered beyond the main debris field, suggesting the wreck's breakup was more widespread than previously known. These scattered remnants may hold crucial clues about the ship's final moments, inviting further exploration into the Titanic's haunting story, hidden beneath the ocean floor. Unexpected biological colonization patterns also emerged from the footage. Certain areas of the wreck hosted dense colonies of bacteria that directly consume iron, accelerating corrosion, while other spots seemed strangely barren. This patchwork of life and barrenness highlights how the wreck's decay is not just a simple chemical process, but a complex interaction between biology and environment. Understanding these dynamics is key to predicting the wreck's future. Another startling finding involved structural components that appeared to be shifting or settling slowly over time. The drone's images suggested that parts of the wreck are in motion, subtly rearranging on the seabed as sediment shifts and materials collapse. This ongoing movement poses challenges for preservation. Some photographs disclosed unscathed fixtures and belongings inside deeper units that explorations and newer ones never approached safely. These presentations create a denser and broader image of the ship's life, which was frozen in a time capsule of ocean water. The public finds it easy to feel connected with such discoveries as they realize that the Titanic was not only a ship made of steel and rivets, but it was a floating home for many. The historical and archaeological community will benefit greatly from these detailed revelations in their quest to reconstruct lost stories hidden under the sea. They will prompt a re-examination of documentary sources, testimonials of survivors, and past discoveries in the context of this drone mission's findings. The vessel remains a multifaceted mystery that keeps inviting new interpretations. The drone's capability to reach such unexpected places highlights the significance of cutting-edge technology in the field of underwater excavation, thus the art and science of archaeology under the sea. It further asserts that every new enterprise can alter the known story, thus rendering the Titanic not a static monument, but rather a vibrant subject of research. With the wreck updating our perception each time it is dived into, it is really speaking that the Titanic's saga is not yet completely revealed under the ocean, and each journey is bringing out more aspects of its captivating tale. The responses to these discoveries from experts and historians carried a mix of awe and renewed determination to protect and learn from this fragile window into the past. Responses from experts and historians. The underwater drone footage quickly drew attention from marine archaeologists and historians, sparking both admiration and concern. Experts praised the footage's clarity and scope, noting how it offered fresh insight into the Titanic's current condition. Many emphasized its value in documenting one of the world's most iconic shipwrecks before further deterioration occurs. This technology, they said, is not just a tool for discovery, it's a record keeper for a vanishing piece of history. Marine archaeologists were particularly struck by the detailed views of structural damage and marine life on the wreck. Rusticles and bioeroders, captured in vivid clarity, confirmed ongoing theories about rapid decay. Yet the discovery of intact sections raised new questions about preservation and the unpredictable nature of underwater environments, pushing experts to rethink how the wreck evolves. Historians found the footage deeply moving, reminding them that the site is both a historical artifact and a grave. Images of personal items and interiors stirred empathy and connection to those lost, reinforcing the Titanic's role as a cultural and memorial symbol. However, experts also voiced ethical concerns about the wreck's treatment. They cautioned that increased exploration, if unmanaged, could accelerate damage. While drone missions are less intrusive than human dives, they still raise questions about long-term protection. This balance between curiosity and respect underscores the challenge of studying the Titanic, preserving history's lessons without disturbing the silence that guards them beneath the sea. Technology specialists hailed the mission as a triumph of engineering and robotics, demonstrating how innovation can open new frontiers in deep-sea exploration. The drone's ability to navigate treacherous terrain and capture high-resolution footage at extreme depths was seen as a milestone that will transform underwater archaeology. Future explorations, they said, will rely on similar technologies to explore other submerged cultural sites once unreachable. The video triggered talks on how much the human race can learn regarding the ecosystems of shipwrecks. The specialists pointed out that the discoveries significantly contribute to the comprehension of the ocean water's chemical balance, microbial action, and environmental forces' interactions with the structures made by man. The areas where these factors meet View the Titanic not only as a historical event, but also as a natural laboratory that is alive and continually unveiling deeper sea processes, serving as a living example of the ocean's wider deep-sea dynamics. Such explorations were considered by the entire scientific community as carrying a burden of responsibility that went beyond mere discovery. The Titanic is, indeed, a tragic reminder of man's frailty and the ocean's might, thus giving an impetus to a more considerate attitude towards maritime heritage all over the world. The dilemma that, on one hand, gives rise to the need for conveying the thrilling story and winning curiosity, and, on the other hand, to the call for preservation and respect, still exists. Now and then, there were public discussions concerning the Titanic's exploration commercialization, and some people, mainly critics, were cautious that sensationalism would cover the serious study. On the other hand, the majority of the professionals thought that the aerial shots brought the extinction of public interest in a manner that was favorable to both education and preservation. The dialogues around the wreck had turned as intricate and multifaceted as the narrative of the ship itself. In a nutshell, the responses from the professionals and historians reveal not only marvel at the technological innovations, but also the sober realization of the wreck's vulnerability. They all convey the same message that the Titanic is still a teacher and has a lot to offer the world, with its lessons in history, science, and human perseverance. As the wreck's story continues to unfold through such discoveries, its emotional and cultural impact remains profound, weaving together memory and meaning across generations. The emotional and cultural impact.
Historians have spent countless hours deliberating this question. Why didn't Captain Smith slow down?
The shocking drone footage reignited global fascination with the Titanic, stirring a mix of awe, sadness, and curiosity. Viewers around the world were captivated not only by the haunting visuals, but also by the reminder of human vulnerability and loss. These glimpses beneath the waves evoked empathy for those who perished, showing that the Titanic remains more than a historical relic. It's a lasting symbol of tragedy and endurance. For many, the image's renewed reflection and sorrow, presenting the wreck not merely as a ship, but as a solemn resting place for over 1,500 souls. The footage reminded audiences that this story isn't distant history, but a deeply human event still close to the heart. It reaffirmed the Titanic's role as both a memorial and a testament to lives forever linked to that night. At the same time, the drone's discoveries reignited fascination with exploration itself, how technology reveals hidden worlds and resurrects stories long buried by the sea. This intersection of innovation and memory speaks to humanity's enduring need to uncover the past, connecting generations through discovery. The Titanic's renewed visibility through such imagery secures its place in global consciousness once again. Museums, educators, and filmmakers quickly integrated the footage into new narratives, using it to deepen understanding and inspire reflection. Documentaries and exhibits now feature drone imagery, offering audiences a vivid modern look at the wreck. This multimedia approach keeps the Titanic's legacy alive for younger generations and ensures that its story continues to evolve with time. For descendants of passengers and crew, the footage carried an especially emotional weight, a bittersweet reminder of family history and enduring loss. Their stories humanize the broader fascination, transforming global interest into a personal act of remembrance. The renewed attention also revived discussions about the larger meaning of maritime disasters. The Titanic remains a universal symbol of ambition, class division, and the limits of progress, its lessons echoing far beyond the depths where it lies. As the footage spread across media and social platforms, millions who had never followed the Titanic's story became part of its conversation. This global reach turned the wreck into a shared experience, reminding the world that memory and exploration can coexist in a single haunting vision. Ultimately, the drone's revelations did more than capture decaying metal. They reignited emotion, empathy, and curiosity. Beneath the ocean's silence, The Titanic continues to speak, its wreck not merely an archaeological site, but a living symbol of life, loss, and legacy. The evolving story caught in these images is a reminder that history lives not only in books or films, but also in the shifting shadows deep beneath the ocean's surface, where memory and mystery intertwine. The future of Titanic exploration.
There was something about the Titanic. It was so very formal. It was so stiff.
The latest underwater drone mission marks a new era in Titanic exploration, proving how technology is reshaping deep-sea archaeology. Each dive now grants researchers unprecedented access, uncovering fresh details about the wreck's condition and history. These innovations not only deepen our understanding of the Titanic, but also set new standards for studying shipwrecks around the world. The future lies in merging precision robotics with real-time data analysis to document and protect fragile underwater heritage responsibly. Emerging tools such as autonomous underwater vehicles and high-definition imaging systems are transforming expeditions even further. Capable of operating for extended missions in extreme depth, they collect vast amounts of data with minimal disturbance. This allows scientists to build digital archives that track shipwrecks' gradual transformations over time, records vital for preservation and education alike. Environmental monitoring has become another crucial focus. By tracking water chemistry, temperature, and biological activity, experts can better predict how wrecks like the Titanic. These insights inform preservation efforts and potential interventions to slow decay in environments once thought beyond human reach. The blending of science and technology now drives both exploration and conservation. Collaboration across disciplines, historians, engineers, marine biologists, and data scientists has become essential. This teamwork ensures technology serves not only discovery, but also ethics and historical respect. It connects the Titanic's physical decay to the thriving marine life around it, turning exploration into a story of both loss and renewal. Public engagement is changing too. The Titanic is now accessible to people all over the globe through the use of virtual reality, 3D models, and live-streamed dives, all without interfering with the site itself. This digital method benefits both the public and the environment by decreasing the number of intrusive trips. The wreck has begun to disintegrate quickly than ever. Thus, the urgency of the new trips. Non-invasive techniques have been turned into major players in this area, allowing for the collection of the utmost information with the least impact on the environment. These methods are shaping the future of underwater archaeology around the world, which is grounded in the care for cultural heritage. To safeguard deep-sea regions from the detrimental practices of looting, exploitation, and damage, laws and international agreements are constantly being amended. The conservation of these places goes hand in hand with effective regulations, as well as the collaboration and partnership among the countries involved. The Titanic, coupled with the mentioned techniques, is not the only example, though. The way they are developed leads to the uncovering of countless sunken treasures. Each such mission is yet another move in the discovery of the ocean's character, which is not only as a keeper, but also as a changer of human history. Ultimately, it is the trinity of innovation, collaboration, and accountability that enables the Titanic's tale to remain alive, even after its physical remains have rotted, thereby linking the past to the future beneath the ocean. The Titanic's mysterious depths have once again revealed astonishing secrets, thanks to advances in underwater technology. This journey uncovers not only the remnants of tragedy, but also the remarkable innovation that allows us to see history in a new light. If you found this exploration as captivating as we did, be sure to like, subscribe, and watch the next video shown on your screen for more journeys into the hidden corners of our world's greatest mysteries.